To speak or not to speak? That is the question, because I could either A, make this entire video like the intro, which I'm probably not going to do because it requires way too much effort, but let's just entertain that thought for a second. Background music and a time-lapse of the past 3 months, or B, do a voiceover, which would actually please the other, let's say, half of my viewers, who might actually want to hear my voice for a change after being away for 3 months, because at least that's something that I took away from the previous video I made. I guess if you, let's just drop this because I went with option number B. Here I am after 3 months. This is my beautiful voice that some people complained that they didn't hear. Yeah, being a casual player is definitely a wonderful thing in Black Desert these days, because once you get away from the game, it's so hard to come back. Just the grindy nature of Black Desert. It either pulls you in because it seems interesting, or it just pushes you away because you've had enough of it. After 3 months of more or less not playing the game, I suppose I'm ready to give it another try and resume with with a lot of bold letters, resume my series of Road to 269 AP, because at this point, if I name this the second episode, most people are either going to ask, what? Where is the first part? I never saw a first part. Or they are just going to say, oh, but I've seen the first part, but I don't remember it, you know, it's been 3 months. What happened? I don't remember what happened in the first part. Still, welcome to episode number 2. I've prepared a bunch of clips for you, because 3 months offers you a lot of time to record clips, even though I've been mostly away from the game. Yeah, let's just get this video started. Coming back to Black Desert, it's definitely a weird experience. First of all, because it means I have to record again, which means I have to get used to recording again, and secondly, because the game still works in its very odd ways. Like, how did I end up from the middle of the desert back in Sun Green Bazaar? That's an interesting question that I would like answered, but in the same time, let's just accept the game for what it is. My PvP skills didn't improve whatsoever, as one might expect. Throughout all of this time, I didn't have any practice. I'm still a pleb mystic, like I've been so far, but at least I now know one trick that usually turns out to give me pretty good results. I learned from Fake Uniform that if I smash my hands, into the keyboard, usually as a striker or a mystic, that helps. And in some cases it definitely does. I'm not going to claim it doesn't. Let's move on to Vel, because I have a couple of clips from Vel, and Vel in on itself is just a wonderful creature. Most of us, and I do mean most of us, probably go to Vel the same way that I do. You just pick up a character that you don't give any damns about, you just move it in the middle of the ocean, you let it swim there forever, waiting for the next week for the next Vel to spawn, and just pray that one of your guildies is going to move the guild galley there, or has a personal ship, because you're way too lazy to move your own ship that you definitely do have from either port to Vel. That's what I do, and every single week I just pray that this is the week I get my Vel's heart, even though I didn't work for it, even though my ship isn't even moving, and I'm definitely leeching for my guildies. I'm definitely going to be the one to get the Vel's heart. It's definitely not going to be some other guildie, but yeah, I did have hope, honestly. You might notice throughout this video, throughout all of the clips, that my guild name will change sometimes, because I changed a couple of guilds in those months. I'm not going to say that I got kicked away from some of them due to inactivity, but it may have happened, and I may have missed some Vel runs because I didn't have a guild to help me leech, but no. Let's just face the facts, I didn't get the Vel's heart. I was so hoping that I would get one just so I can put it in the video and be like, look, this is progression, I did something, I improved from the previous episode, where, if you remember, I said, next episode I'm going to enhance. I'm not going to purchase another Tet Crescent ring like I did on the first episode. No, I'm going to enhance this time. But getting back to Vel, did you ever see cannonballs flying backwards? Because I did. Did you ever see your ship teleporting just out of nowhere and then dying to Vel? Because I did, and I definitely learned that I should never really question the logic of Black Desert, because these things definitely seem to happen pretty often. Also, have you ever wondered how a shark would look in pink? Because I never did. I never even thought about it, but my guildies did, and somehow I ended up following in the bandwagon of people dyeing their costumes in pink for no reason whatsoever, other than to stand out in Node Wars and die even more than I currently do. By the way, here's some screenshots of my Node War performance that definitely show that I am a very skilled mystic, and you should definitely take my advice of how to play this class. I'm definitely a gem to be treasured, honestly, when it comes to Node Wars and guilds actually taking me in, because I am very good and very skilled at following orders, and I definitely never get lost in the map, and I definitely never fall from the same hole in a bridge twice in a row, after which failing to follow the commands of the shot caller, it definitely never happened.
Alright, make your way towards the base. Let's go.
You know what's funny about that? A couple of days ago, before starting to record this, I actually tried to join a guild, and for whatever reason I was like, yeah, I know my skills are very poor, let's just say that. I know I'm never going to pass a trial. I expected to somehow join the PvP guild without even taking a trial, and I ended up having to take a trial, and let's just say I didn't kill a single person out of maybe 10 to 12 duels. It was just so disappointing or embarrassing, however you want to look at it. But I'm currently looking for a guild. Why not put it here in the video? Maybe someone is willing to take me in. As you've seen, I'm very skilled at Node Wars. I'm a top player, a top mystic player. If you want me in, I'm definitely going to follow instructions very clearly.
Dies repairing. Feels good, man.
At this point, I don't even know what this video is evolving into, other than to, I guess, joke about myself.
Take out the fort, take out the fort.
Come on, 1%.
Come, take out the fort, everyone on the fort right now, everyone on the fort.
What do you think is the best form of income that you would have for just casually playing Black Desert? Because for me, I would say the answer is just doing rifts, those that open up to 12, you know. I would say just opening those boxes, getting a bunch of accessories and selling them to the marketplace. That was probably the biggest income, I would say. Maybe, I'm not even sure. Maybe events were the biggest income that I've had in these past 3 months. And my clips go all the way back to the Thermian water park event, opening all of those boxes, just trying my best. I remember I missed so many days of doing the Thermian dailies because I just simply wasn't interested in them at all. But then I somehow convinced myself that the free underwear that I would get for my Mystic, which didn't have underwear, would be actually worth the effort of doing all of those dailies over and over. So I did it. I did those dailies just for the underwear, for my Mystic. just another day for the fishing squad. That's what everyone probably said during the Thermian Water Park event, because I'm 100% sure that most of us spent those maybe a couple of weeks or a month, however long it lasted, just only fishing for those koi fish, or however they were named, the version for this year, because I know that's what I did. And I remember specifically that during those weeks I was playing Persona 5. I was in that section, I guess, of my what games I played during these 3 months. I was playing Persona 5, and I always had the PC running and my game was running in the tray, just non-stop, just fishing over and over. I couldn't even be bothered to move my character to the Thermian Water Park. I just fished in Heidel for half of the time because I couldn't be bothered to move it there, because I knew that there is a closer repair NPC in Heidel than I would find in the Thermian Water Park, so I just sat there. I don't know why I find this funny, but it is to me. I tried to change my crystals, at least I see that. Yeah, I tried to fix my crystals. I remember people complaining that my crystal setup was messed up, and I'm pretty sure it still is, but hey, at least now I have maxed out movement speed. I also managed to get myself 2 new costumes during this time, one of which I have no idea why I even bought, the Rakshande one, because I actually don't like the way it looks. I only bought it because I didn't have enough costumes on my Mystic, so I just wanted to further increase my collection. And getting to the end of the Thermian Water Park event, sadly I didn't manage to get 3000 of those trouts. I remember seeing people in the guild chats, maybe it wasn't the guild chat, maybe it was just the general chats, you know, the world chat or whatever. I've seen people saying that they got like 3000 of those trouts, and I'm like, how bad am I at this game? How bad is my rod that I didn't even get over? I believe I got around 2000 of them. You can see it on the video. I'm just too lazy to find the actual clip in the timeline, wherever it is, but I believe I got around 2000 of those trouts, and I'm like, how? I had my game running almost 24/7, maybe not exactly that much, but like I was just AFK for the entire day. I did nothing but fish. How did I not get 3000 trouts? Maybe it's because I was sitting in Heidel for half of the time, but still, easy 1 billion silver. I'm curious, what did you guys actually do with the money from the trout events? Because I made about, I believe, 1 billion silver, but I'm pretty sure some people made more, maybe 1.5 or 2. What did you actually do with that money? Did you spend it on enhancements? Maybe invest it in something? Wait, I just realized how dumb that question is. Like, what else can you do in Black Desert with money other than spend it on enhancements? Yeah, that made little to no sense. I'm pretty sure everyone is going to say enhancements. If there's one thing that always amazes me about Black Desert, it's the graphics. Every time I take a break from it and I come back, it's always such a noticeable difference. I personally usually play some mobile game or older PlayStation games, let's just say older games. Coming from those back to Black Desert, it's always such a big noticeable difference in graphics, and even now it still is, which is weird because I've been playing this game for like 3+ years. You would think that, you know, you get used to it, and you do until you take a break, then it becomes noticeable again. Would you look at that, I found a clip of me editing the Mystic video. How nice of me. Let's just skip through that because it's probably not interesting. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I actually tried farming in these 3 months. I was like, if I'm going to be AFK, I might as well try as many AFK income methods as possible. Maybe I tried to go through processing and fishing as form of somewhat active ones, farming, and having I actually started feeding my workers again, to have the workers make crates and all of that. And I tried farming, you know, with fences, and funny enough, my fences expired twice in these 3 months. I don't think I recorded both of them, or maybe I did on my timeline I can only find one of the clips, but yeah, my fences expired twice. I was such a dedicated farmer that I had to replant them twice, and now while I'm recording, these days, I actually don't have fences anymore because I don't know if I want to install them back again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to forget about them again, but if I actually come back to Black Desert, will I forget about them? That's a good question. Oh yeah, that reminds me, there is a section somewhere here of me turning in crates. Yes, I was actually still making crates because it's passive income. Why not if I'm not playing the game? And I remember that I opened the 1-day value pack and I wanted to turn in as many of them as I could, just because usually I don't have value packs. I just use 1-day value packs whenever I feel like I could make enough money from them, usually once every 2 weeks because of the way I get loyalty points. And I need those value packs to actually remote invest in the nodes because I don't have the connection to Valencia permanently made. So I open a 1-day value pack, I move all of the crates, I think I turned them in, and after the value pack expires I realize, wait, I forgot to turn in the most valuable crates. I left one horse, I believe it was Calfian crates or Media crates, one of those that were still left in Sun Grain Bazaar, and at that moment I was like, what do I do now? Do I open another value pack, or do I wait another 2 weeks to turn in these crates? Because I'm definitely way too lazy to reconnect the nodes that I disconnected manually without a value pack. So yeah, just another thing that happened in these 3 months. Also, remember when I said that I try to cash in as much as possible when I have value pack? Yeah, I did that around the crate turning time, and I managed to get myself, I believe, close to the 4 billion mark. And remember when I said in the previous episode that next time I'm going to do enhancements? I know this time, yeah, you probably don't remember the first episode, but still I said that I bought a TED Crescent ring now. Next time I'm going to make one. Next time I'm going to enhance it. I don't know what happened, but I didn't enhance it. I bought another TED Crescent on the marketplace because for whatever reason they were so cheap, or at least I thought they were. I didn't keep up with the marketplace, so for me seeing a TED Crescent at I believe it was 4.3 billion or something like that, I was like, that's so cheap. I remember they were 5.5 or more, so to me getting it at 4.3 billion or whatever, it seemed very cheap, so I bought it. And in my mind it was justified, even though I was like, people are going to be disappointed, aren't they? People are going to be like, but you said you're going to enhance, what happened to that? I don't know what happened to that, but I don't think I enhanced anything relevant in like over 2 years at this point, so don't expect me to start doing it anytime soon. I find it kind of funny now, looking back at my, this entire folder of clips, that I found it interesting a couple of months ago, dyeing my costume, so I was like, I'm going to save that because I might put it in a video. I guess we reached a section called dyeing costumes with Helpy. If you are interested in how I dyed my costume, I guess here it is. At least the weapons in my opinion look pretty interesting. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, because I was like, as soon as I clicked the button to dye my main weapon in red and the awakening one in blue, I was like, oh my god, that looks so futuristic, that fits my mystic so well. Why didn't I do that sooner? But yeah, it's just something funny to mention. Would you look at that? The game is actually encouraging me to do some enhancements. I have a 100 fail stack that I got for free. I believe that one was from the summer event thingy. I don't remember the name, but there was some event where I believe everyone who did a certain number of steps in that event got the 100 plus fail stack. But still, it's like, the game is so encouraging me to do enhancements, but I'm still probably never going to do it. I don't know, never say never, but still, Even to this day I didn't use that 100 fail stack. Did you guys try harpooning? I've heard from my current guild that it's actually pretty profitable now, at least if you have luck to get the 50 million drop, and there was some 100 million drop from harpooning. I went once with my guildies to try it out, and some guildies in that boat actually did get the 50 million drop, and I've heard that it's a permanent addition to the game, so now you can actually make proper money from harpooning, which seemed interesting. I only did it once, and considering the fact that the boat decided that I don't exist afterwards and I kept on falling from my ship and I nearly got left behind in the middle of the ocean, I'm probably not going to try it again anytime soon, but still, I'm curious to know, how profitable is it? I heard that after the life skill rework of the life skills, they are all mostly profitable in a way that you can compare them to grinding, but I still don't really believe it in a way, because the prices of the Manos equipment, those prices are so high, it makes it hard to believe that investing so much money into Manos gear is truly worth it, when most of us already have the gear for grinding. So why should I invest so much money into Manos gear for life skills when I already have the gear to make my money through grinding? I don't see the appeal of that, but maybe someone can clarify that for me. Needless to say, I also opened a couple of fairy boxes in these 3 months, and I managed to get myself, I believe, 2 tier 3 fairies. I currently have a tier 3 fairy that has weight limit extra on it, I believe 10% extra weight limit, and it has the auto potion consumption skill. So in my opinion, I've had this fairy for like over 1.5 years, and it's a tier 3. Now I have 2 more tier 3 fairies. I wonder if I should release my current fairy and try my luck with these 2 tier 3s and see if I can get better rolls than I already have. If you made it this far into the video, let me know in the comments. Do you think it's a good idea for me to release the current tier 3 fairy and try enhancing these 2 new tier 3 fairies, or maybe not? Fast forwarding a couple of weeks, I opened another value pack because I got enough junk from all of the event boxes that I opened over and over. It's funny how much money you can actually make in Black Desert just from events, like just simply staying online, doing absolutely nothing. The game just gives you free money for doing nothing but being online. So yeah, I opened another value pack, I cashed in on basically everything I could, and looks like I had enough money to attempt another gear upgrade. By the way, let me remind you, I'm attempting to get all of these expensive pieces of equipment like a Tet Crescent ring, and I still didn't do the new chapters of the Bartali questline. I still don't have that 3 extra free AP that I could get anytime I want. But no, my priorities are to get the expensive pieces of gear first. By the way, I logged into the NA account once just to see what's up with it, because I just simply left it after enhancing those PEN Uwugons, and I was like, let me log in, check the prices of the shoes, and if it's high enough I might as well just sell it and spend all of that money just fooling around with enhancements. And I found out that apparently returning players get 15 days of free value pack. I don't know when they implemented that change, but it seemed interesting to me because they are just simply offering you free value packs. Anyway, let's just move back to the EU account where this series is supposed to take place. I got a free dog from some quest in Velia, which turned out through fusion to finally give me my last tier 3 pet, because up until now I had 3 tier 3s, 1 tier 4, funny enough the penguin, so the free pet was the tier 4, and a tier 2 dog. Now I finally have that dog at tier 3, which I'm curious if it's going to make any noticeable difference whatsoever in grinding. And recently we also got a free cuckoo pet, which I just lost for no reason because yeah, it didn't become a tier 4, but still worth mentioning, I guess. And with that open value pack, as I said, I tried to cash in as much as possible on whatever I had left. I even sold my Tet Cecil necklace and Tet Centaur belt. I saved them for so long because I was like, yeah, maybe someday I'm going to go back to the evasion build that I used to have on my wizard. Maybe they are going to be relevant again, but I finally reached a point where I don't think those are going to be relevant builds anytime in the future, like at all. I wonder if Black Desert is ever going to move away from the full AP builds that people have. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, at high gear score values, some people do go a little bit on the defensive side, but still, most people, even today, they just go full AP. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to sell these 2 pieces, try to sell as much of the other stuff, maybe get enough money for a Vel's Heart, because I'm definitely not getting one myself. Even if I keep going there every week, I doubt I'm ever going to get a Vel's Heart. I'm probably just going to keep seeing my guildies get their 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th Vel Heart until I finally get mine dropped. So yeah, I bought a Vel's Heart, or at least a essence thingy to make it myself, and again, surprisingly, the prices dropped so much since the last time, 3 months ago when I was active. It's like, I believe I bought the Vel's Heart for 4.2 billion, and then with the other expenses to actually make it, it ended up around 4.8 billion silver, which is still pretty cheap in my opinion, considering that 3 months ago it was like 6 billion silver to get a Vel's Heart. So that was nice as well, and more or less that brings me to an end in terms of my progression. There are a couple of more spread, clips here and there that may or may not be relevant to this series, but in terms of progression and what happened in the past 3 months, that's more or less it. Currently, what I'm trying to do since I reached 259 AP is to finally do my Bartali questline. With a 3 extra AP that I'm going to get from that, it should put me at around 262 awakening AP, and if I put some Kafras into my main weapon to get another +1, I should have 261 for the main weapon as well. And honestly, 261 AP with Kutum is good enough in my opinion to try testing some of the higher AP areas like the underwater ruins and Histria. So maybe it's time to do the Bartali questline and have I would say decent AP. The thing is, I don't know anymore, because I remember 261 AP with Kutum, that it used to be, good AP, but these days all of my old friends that I still sometimes talk to, they are like, oh, I have 270 something, I have 281 AP. I'm like, is 261 AP even relevant anymore? I don't know. But yeah, let me end this video here because I'm pretty sure it's very long. I thought at first maybe I should split it into 2 parts, maybe 15 to 20 minutes each. I don't even know how long this video is yet, but I'm assuming it's like 30 to 40 minutes, maybe more. So if you made it this far, I hope you at least enjoyed it somewhat. Maybe you didn't really learn anything, let's be honest about that. You're just here for the interesting stuff, I guess, I don't know. Or maybe just because you want to hear me talking about the game finally in 3 months. Yeah, I will see you with the next video, which I have no idea what it's going to be about. But I would say a guide, maybe, but I can't really be sure about that. And until next time, don't forget to stay happy and smile, because it's very important, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.